Split screen. Two worlds, separated by time and philosophy. Left side, a modest study. 1920s Princeton. Warm lamplight illuminating worn wooden desk. Books stacked high. Papers scattered with handwritten equations. Albert Einstein sits at the desk, wearing his characteristic suspenders and rumpled white shirt. His wild gray hair catches the light as he looks directly at the camera. Right side, a massive modern warehouse. Bright LED lighting, stacks of cash visible in background. Prize boxes, camera equipment, the organized chaos of content creation. MrBeast stands center, wearing his signature hoodie, surrounded by the trappings of viral philanthropy. He's animated, energetic, talking directly to his camera. They speak simultaneously, unaware of each other, yet their words begin to mirror, to question, to search for the same truth. Einstein picks up a piece of chalk, turning it over in his fingers thoughtfully. "Throughout my life," he begins, his accent thick but clear, "I have asked one question repeatedly. What is the purpose of knowledge?" He stands, moving to a chalkboard behind him. The camera follows as he writes a single equation. E equals mc squared. Does understanding the fundamental nature of the universe constitute impact? His voice carries weight, decades of contemplation. When I published my theory of relativity in 1905, nothing changed immediately. No one was fed. No one was housed. Yet I believed, I knew, that this knowledge would matter. He taps the equation with his chalk. But how does one measure such a thing? On the right side, MrBeast gestures expansively to the warehouse around him. "Over the past few years, I've given away more than $100 million, he says, his energy infectious. Houses, cars, medical procedures, food, opportunity. Footage montage plays behind him. Handing keys to someone receiving a house. Emotional reactions. Families crying with joy. Communities transformed. That's impact, right? MrBeast continues. But there's a genuine question in his voice now. Not just rhetorical swagger. When you can see the change, touch it. When people's lives are different today than they were yesterday because of what you did. But sometimes I wonder, is that enough? Does it last? The split screen begins to glitch. Static interference. The boundary between left and right becomes unstable. A narrator's voice, calm and omniscient. Two men, different centuries, different methods, same fundamental question. The split dissolves completely. Reality bends. Suddenly, both Einstein and MrBeast stand in the same space. A liminal void. Neither fully Einstein's study nor MrBeast's warehouse. Elements of both worlds float around them. Chalkboards and equations merging with stacks of cash and donation boxes. The space is white, infinite, but punctuated by their respective artifacts. They notice each other. Einstein's eyebrows rise with intellectual curiosity. MrBeast's face lights up with genuine excitement mixed with confusion. "Wait," MrBeast says, taking a step forward, pointing. "Einstein! The Einstein!" Einstein adjusts his glasses, studying this energetic young man with the careful observation of a scientist encountering a new phenomenon. "And you are MrBeast, I presume? The philanthropist whose work I have been briefed about." "Briefed?" MrBeast laughs, still processing. "Briefed by who? Are you? Is this real? Am I being pranked right now?" Einstein waves away the question. "The mechanics of our meeting are less important than the opportunity it presents. You believe you understand impact. I believe I understand impact." He extends his hand. "Perhaps it is time we discuss which of us is correct. Or if, perhaps, we are both correct in ways we do not yet comprehend." MrBeast grins, that signature smile that's launched 1,000 thumbnails. He takes Einstein's hand, shaking firmly. "Oh, it's on. But like, respectfully. Because you're literally Einstein." "And you," Einstein replies with a slight smile, "have accomplished something I never did. Direct, immediate change in individual lives. That deserves respect as well." The void around them transforms. A debate stage materializes. 2 podiums, an audience of shadowy figures representing all of humanity, past, present, and future. The debate is about to begin. The stage is set. Einstein stands at his podium. A chalkboard materialized beside him. MrBeast at his podium. Screens behind him showing his greatest philanthropic hits on loop. A voice echoes through the space. The question before us: what constitutes true impact? Einstein speaks first. His tone is measured, professorial, but there's passion beneath the careful articulation. "Let me begin with what I know," he says. "In 1905, I published a paper that fundamentally altered humanity's understanding of energy and matter." He writes on the chalkboard, E equals mc squared. This equation revealed that mass and energy are interchangeable. That reality operates in ways we had never imagined. He turns to face MrBeast and the audience. The immediate impact? None. 0 people were fed that day because of this equation. 0 houses were built. He pauses, letting that sink in. But consider what followed. Images begin materializing around him as he speaks. Nuclear energy, medical imaging technologies, PET scans that detect cancer, GPS satellites that require relativistic corrections to function accurately. The entire technological foundation of your modern world. The images multiply. Power plants, hospitals, smartphones, satellites orbiting Earth. My work enabled other minds to build, to create, to solve problems I never imagined. The impact was not immediate, but it was profound, exponential. Every year, my equations affect billions of lives. He looks at MrBeast. "Tell me, how do we measure that?" MrBeast nods, taking it in. He's not intimidated. He's thinking. "Okay, respect," he says. "That's incredible, and I'm not going to pretend I understand half the physics. But here's what I do understand." Screens behind him light up with footage. Real people, real reactions. "This is Marcus," MrBeast says. A video plays. A young man receiving surgery to restore his sight after years of blindness. The moment he sees his mother for the first time in a decade. This is the Martinez family. Another video. A family of 5 receiving the keys to their first house. Children running through rooms, screaming with joy. These are the 1,000 people who got clean water in a village that had never had it. Footage of a well being dug. Water flowing for the first time. A community transformed. MrBeast's voice carries genuine emotion now. Every single one of these people's lives is different today. Not in 100 years. Not after your equations get applied by some future scientist. Today. Right now. He steps forward. Marcus sees his family. The Martinez kids have a home. That village doesn't have cholera anymore. That's impact I can see. Impact that's happening while we're standing here talking. The footage continues playing. Thousands of faces. Thousands of moments of joy. How do you measure that? MrBeast asks, echoing Einstein's question back at him. Einstein strokes his mustache, contemplative. Your point is well taken. The immediacy of your impact is undeniable. The emotional reality of individual change. He pauses, choosing his words carefully. It is beautiful, genuinely. But then he gestures to his equations. Yet I must ask, how many people can you help directly? In your lifetime? 10,000? 100,000? These are meaningful numbers, but they are finite. He points to the images of technology still floating around them. My work indirectly shapes the lives of 8 billion people. Every person using technology born from relativity. Every patient diagnosed with cancer through imaging techniques made possible by understanding energy and matter. Einstein's tone is not triumphant. It's questioning, searching. Is scope the measure of impact? Or is intensity? Is it better to profoundly change 100,000 lives directly, or to subtly affect billions indirectly? The debate arena falls silent. Both men stand with their evidence around them. Einstein's equations and their technological offspring. MrBeast's videos of transformed lives. A massive screen appears above them, addressing the audience watching this debate. Text displays. Which definition of impact resonates most with you? 2 options. Foundational knowledge that enables future change. Direct action that creates immediate good. The question hangs in the air, unanswered as the debate deepens. MrBeast breaks the silence. He's been thinking. You can see it in his expression. The usual high energy has given way to something more contemplative. Okay, so here's what's kind of wild to me, he says. You're talking about your work enabling future innovation, right? Like, your equations are the foundation other people build on. Einstein nods. Precisely. Science is cumulative. Each generation builds on the last. Right, okay. MrBeast paces slightly. So like, you give humanity the tools, and then other people use those tools to actually help people. You're the… What's the word? The infrastructure? An apt metaphor. Einstein agrees. But here's my thing, MrBeast continues. Between when you publish your equation and when someone actually uses it to save a life with a medical scanner. That's like, what, 50 years? 80 years? 100? He gestures to his screens. These people couldn't wait 100 years. Marcus was going blind. The Martinez family was homeless. That village was dying from waterborne disease. His voice gains intensity, not anger but urgency. If I had been like, hold on, let me go invent some foundational scientific principle that might enable someone else to help you in a century, they'd be dead. Do you see what I'm saying? Einstein listens carefully. I do. The urgency of immediate suffering cannot be dismissed. Someone dying of hunger today cannot eat future technological advancement. Exactly. MrBeast snaps his fingers, but Einstein raises a finger. However, consider this. He waves his hand, and new images appear. A timeline stretching forward. Your village with clean water. Excellent. Life-changing for that community. The image shows the well, the happy villagers. But what about the next village? And the 10,000 villages beyond that? Can you personally dig wells for all of them? MrBeast opens his mouth to respond, but Einstein continues. Compare this to the invention of modern water filtration technology. One scientist understanding chemistry and biology enables the creation of systems that can be mass-produced. Millions of wells, billions of people with clean water, not because of individual charity, but because knowledge enables scalable solutions. He turns back to MrBeast. Your impact is immediate and beautiful, but it is also limited by your individual resources and time. Knowledge-based impact has no such limits. It multiplies, compounds, echoes across centuries. MrBeast is quiet for a moment, absorbing this. Then he grins slightly. Okay, but counter-argument, he says. While scientists are busy doing the research and the development and the peer review and all that, which is awesome, don't get me wrong, people are suffering right now. Like today. He pulls up more footage, not the joyful moments, but the before. People in need, suffering visible on their faces. I don't have to wait for perfect scalable solutions. I can just help right now. Hand someone money for surgery. Buy someone a house. Dig the well today, not in 10 years after the research is done. He looks at Einstein directly. Maybe my impact is limited, but it's real. It's happening. And while you're building the foundation for future change, I'm changing lives in the present. Doesn't that count? Einstein nods slowly. It counts. I have never suggested otherwise. But then his expression grows more complex. Yet I must introduce a complication. Have you considered the unintended consequences of your approach? MrBeast's eyebrows raise. Unintended consequences? Indeed, Einstein conjures a new image, a graph, an economic model. When you give someone a house, you change their life. Wonderful. But you also affect the housing market in that area. You create expectations among others who were not chosen. You potentially create dependency on external charity rather than systemic change. He's not attacking, just analyzing. Direct charity, while beautiful, can sometimes treat symptoms without addressing root causes. It can unintentionally perpetuate the systems that created the need in the first place. MrBeast frowns. So you're saying I shouldn't help people? No, Einstein says firmly. I am saying that impact is more complicated than either of us initially suggested. Your charity helps individuals tremendously. But does it change the systems that made them poor? Does it address why they needed charity in the first place? He gestures to his equations. Similarly, my scientific work enables technology. But technology can be used for good or ill. Nuclear energy powers cities, but also destroys them. Medical imaging saves lives, but is inaccessible to the poor. Einstein looks at MrBeast with something like kinship. We both create impact, but neither of us controls the full scope of consequences. The ripples spread beyond our intentions. MrBeast absorbs this, nodding slowly. So basically, it's complicated. Exceedingly, Einstein agrees. A new text appears above them. Impact is not just what you do, it's what happens next. Both men stand in silence, contemplating the weight of their actions and their limits. The stage around them shifts. The sterile debate arena softens. Images of people, just people, living their lives surround them. Students studying, children playing, families gathering, workers building, the full tapestry of human existence. MrBeast speaks first this time, his voice quieter than before. You know what I think about when I make my videos? He's not performing now. This is genuine. I think about the kid watching who's never seen anyone just give, who's grown up thinking the world is harsh, and you only take what you can get. He points to the images of people. If I can show that kid that generosity is possible, that you can make money and still help people, that success doesn't mean you have to become selfish. Maybe that kid grows up different. Footage plays of other YouTubers and regular people starting their own charity initiatives, citing MrBeast as inspiration. I've seen it happen, MrBeast continues. People watch my videos and then they go out and help someone in their community. They donate to causes. They volunteer. I didn't directly help those people I'll never meet, but I inspired someone who did. He looks at Einstein. That's impact beyond the numbers, right? Changing culture, making generosity viral, literally viral, showing millions of people, especially young people, that helping others is cool, achievable, something regular people can do. Einstein listens intently, and something in his expression shifts. Recognition, understanding. This, he says slowly, is perhaps closer to my own work than I initially realized. He gestures to his chalkboard. When I published my theories, relatively few people understood the mathematics, but many understood the implication. That one person, Thinking differently can change everything. Images appear. Young students inspired to become physicists. Generations of scientists citing Einstein as their motivation to pursue knowledge. The cultural shift he created around valuing intellectual curiosity. I did not only give humanity equations, Einstein says, revelation in his voice. I gave them permission to question reality, to imagine the universe operating in ways that defied common sense, to trust mathematics over intuition. He looks at MrBeast with new respect. You do something similar. You show people that extreme generosity is possible, that one person can make a meaningful difference. You give them permission to dream bigger about how they can help others. MrBeast smiles. So we're both in the inspiration business? Perhaps, Einstein allows. Though I confess, your methods are significantly more theatrical than mine. Hey, different times, MrBeast laughs. If you had YouTube in 1905, who knows? Maybe you'd have been like, yo guys, today we're giving away this revolutionary equation. But first, let's talk about our sponsor. Despite himself, Einstein chuckles. An absurd image. Yet your point stands. We work with the tools of our eras. The atmosphere has shifted. What began as debate has become dialogue. Adversaries becoming collaborators in understanding. Einstein continues, more animated now. I have always believed that the highest impact is expanding human knowledge, changing how we perceive reality itself. When someone looks at the stars differently because they understand relativity, when they question assumptions because they've learned scientific thinking, that is impact that transcends material benefit. He conjures images. The first photograph of a black hole. Humanity's expanding understanding of the cosmos. The shift from seeing ourselves as the center of the universe to understanding our tiny place in an infinite expanse. Intellectual humility, Einstein says. Cosmic perspective. These are gifts that knowledge provides. They change not just what humans can do, but how they understand their existence. MrBeast nods thoughtfully. Okay, I get that. That's deep. But can I offer a counterpoint? Please. Most people don't think about the cosmos, MrBeast says gently. They think about rent, food, healthcare, getting their kids through school. And that's not because they're not smart or curious. It's because they're struggling. He brings up images of economic hardship. People working multiple jobs. Families stretched thin. You need a certain level of security before you can contemplate the universe, MrBeast continues. Like Maslow's hierarchy, right? You gotta handle basic needs first. He gestures between them. Maybe what you do is inspire people who already have security. Scientists, academics, people with the luxury of intellectual pursuits. And maybe what I do is help people get to that level where they can start thinking about bigger questions. He points at Einstein. Maybe the kid I help today becomes the scientist who uses your equations to solve cold fusion. Or maybe they become the person who inspires someone else. It's all connected. Einstein is silent for a long moment. Then quietly, I had not considered it from that angle. The prerequisite conditions for intellectual flourishing. Dude, you grew up in Switzerland with access to education, MrBeast says. Not everyone has that. Some of the smartest people in the world are probably stuck in poverty right now, never getting the chance to contribute. So maybe helping them isn't separate from scientific progress. Maybe it's the foundation for it. The stage around them glows brighter. The separation between their respective impacts begins to blur. The debate arena has transformed. No longer two separate podiums with distinct evidence. Instead, Einstein's equations and MrBeast's videos interweave. The chalkboard formulas float among footage of changed lives. They're part of the same tapestry now. Einstein walks toward the center, and MrBeast joins him. They stand side by side, looking at the merged representation of their impacts. I believe, Einstein begins, that I have been operating from a bias of my own era and expertise. I viewed impact through the lens of knowledge creation because that was the tool I possessed. He gestures to the floating equations. But knowledge alone, unmoored from human welfare, is merely abstraction. Beautiful, perhaps, but insufficient. MrBeast adds, and I've been so focused on immediate, visible change that I maybe didn't appreciate how the big picture, long-term stuff matters. Like, the reason I can give away money so effectively is because of technology, cameras, internet, financial systems, all built on scientific knowledge someone figured out before I was born. Einstein nods. We are, in essence, addressing the same goal through complementary means. Improving the human condition, MrBeast says. Precisely. A massive visualization appears above them. A spectrum, on one end. Universal knowledge. On the other, individual welfare. But it's not a dichotomy. It's a continuum, a gradient. Points of impact scatter across the entire spectrum. Einstein points to various positions on the spectrum. A teacher who inspires one student. Impact here, near the individual end, but with long-term knowledge implications. MrBeast adds, a scientist who makes their research open source so developing countries can use it. That's closer to the middle. Knowledge plus immediate accessibility. A doctor who treats patients while also training the next generation of physicians. Someone who donates to a school, giving kids both immediate help and long-term education. They're building together now, each adding examples, the spectrum filling with countless forms of impact. Einstein turns to MrBeast. I believe I owe you an apology. I approach this debate as if there were a superior form of impact. But perhaps the truth is that humanity needs all forms simultaneously. MrBeast shakes his head. Nah, no apology needed. You made me think harder about what I do. Whether I'm creating real change or just, I don't know, feel-good content. Your work is not merely content, Einstein says firmly. You are demonstrating a form of human goodness that society desperately needs. Generosity without expectation of return. The willingness to use success to uplift others. These are virtues, not entertainment. And your work isn't just abstract numbers, MrBeast counters. You gave humanity the tools to understand reality. That's insane. That matters. They stand in companionable silence for a moment. Two men from different worlds who found unexpected common ground. Einstein speaks quietly. Perhaps true impact is not measured in a single dimension. Not immediate versus lasting. Not individual versus collective. Not practical versus theoretical. It's all of it, MrBeast finishes. The whole spectrum. Different people, different approaches, all trying to make things better. Indeed, Einstein extends his hand again. It has been an honor to debate with you, MrBeast. You have expanded my understanding of what impact means. MrBeast takes the hand, shaking warmly. Same. Dude, seriously, you're way cooler than my high school textbooks made you seem. Einstein actually laughs at that. I shall take that as a compliment. The spectrum above them glows brighter, then begins to dissolve into countless points of light. Each point represents a different form of impact. Someone somewhere, making the world infinitesimally better in their own way. The debate arena fades. Einstein and MrBeast stand in that liminal space again, but it's warmer now. Less adversarial, almost friendly. Visual summaries appear, floating around them. Quick recaps of each man's core arguments. Einstein's position. Foundational knowledge enables exponential long-term impact. Scientific understanding shapes billions of lives indirectly. Inspiring intellectual curiosity changes how humanity thinks. MrBeast's position. Direct aid creates immediate, tangible change. Visible generosity inspires cultural shift toward helping others. Meeting basic needs enables people to pursue higher goals. The summaries orbit each other, not competing but complementing. MrBeast addresses the camera directly. Alright, so obviously we're gonna let you guys decide who won this debate. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Einstein adds, though I suspect the answer may be less competitive than we initially framed it. True, MrBeast agrees. But hey, engagement, am I right? Einstein looks mildly confused by that comment, but doesn't pursue it. MrBeast continues, real talk though, whether you think long-term science stuff matters more or immediate helping people matters more, the important thing is that you're thinking about impact at all. Indeed, Einstein says, the worst position is to create no impact, to live without considering how one might improve the world, in whatever capacity one possesses. He looks at MrBeast. You use your platform and resources for direct aid. Admirable. Others might teach, create art, advance technology, build communities, raise compassionate children. All of these matter. MrBeast nods. Everyone's got different skills, different resources, different opportunities. The question isn't which type of impact is best. It's what impact can you make with what you have. Precisely. Einstein turns back to the camera. So I pose this question to those watching. What is your form of impact? What can you contribute to human flourishing? MrBeast grins. And hey, if your answer is subscribe to this channel and watch more historical figures debate modern stuff, we'll take it. Einstein raises an eyebrow at MrBeast. You are quite shameless in your promotion. It's called a brand, Einstein. You should try it. I have a brand. E equals MC squared. Quite recognizable. Tushi. They share a laugh. The warmth between them is genuine now. Einstein offers a final thought. Perhaps the synthesis is this. True impact exists not as an either-or proposition, but as a unified field where universal truths meet immediate human needs. He smiles slightly. Though I admit that is a rather physics-minded way to phrase it. MrBeast nods. I'd say it's simpler. Do what you can, where you are, with what you have. But help. Somehow. Some way. Yes, Einstein agrees. That is clearer. MrBeast extends his fist for a fist bump. Einstein looks at it puzzled. It's a modern handshake, MrBeast explains. You just bump it. Einstein carefully makes a fist and bumps it against MrBeast's. Both smile at the absurdity and sweetness of the gesture. Good debate, Einstein. Likewise, MrBeast. They begin to fade, returning to their respective times and spaces. But the spectrum remains, glowing in the void, showing all the countless ways humanity can make a difference. MrBeast's voice echoes as he fades. See you guys in the next video. Go make some impact. Einstein's voice follows. And remember, the universe is under no obligation to make sense to you, but perhaps you have an obligation to try to make sense of the universe. Both vanish. The screen shows text. What's your impact? Tell us in the comments. Below that, subscribe for more historical debates, and finally, next, Leonardo da Vinci redesigns the Tesla Cybertruck. He has opinions. Fade to black.